Hey everyone, and welcome to another helmet ballistic test video. Oh wait, that's not Mike B, because Mike B is filming right now. We've got our beloved Canadian friend, Devin K down here, and he's going to be talking to us about the Lord and our Savior, the CG634. Take it away.
So the CG634 is obviously not actually the first Canadian composite helmet design. The Bardet was. Bardet was a failure though, and so they went out again to decide what they're going to use for their first composite helmet to replace the M1. A lot of that ended up being a whole conglomeration of mishmash of helmet tests with a bunch of different stuff from all over the world. Bardet failed at it. They were domestically produced design. Canada has a weird law where, like the United States, if the military is going to use it, it has to be made there pretty much, unless there's no other option. So CGF Gallet, which is a subdivision of Gallet from France, decided to build a factory in Canada and used all of that information from the helmet trials to basically build Canada's helmet from the ground up in the early 90s. It's made out of the same thing that Gallet had the rights to, which was Spectra fiber, so the same thing as the F2 that they were making for France at the time, which actually went on to influence the design quite a lot, as you can see by the liner and the chin strap setup. It was for the early 90s, a very like space age shape, much more cut back than a PASGAT and a lot of other helmet designs of the time. It was designed to be integrated with cons very well. You can see by the huge ears, a slight bill to protect your eyes and your vision, and stuff like that. It worked quite well. It was quite adjustable. It came in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, and then there was a rare out size you hardly ever see. But it was designed to fit most things. And then eventually, after CGF Gallet was bought out by MSA, which is a US company, they would change to be making the helmet that I'm wearing now, which is the same exact helmet, but now made out of Kevlar rather than Spectra, and it'll have a green plastic rim rather than a black rubber rim, so that's how you could tell the 2 generations apart.
Do you have any caveats about our test today?
So what I hear from everything I've heard, whether it's true or not, a lot of it is rumor and speculation, that the older gen ones like this, the Spectra ones, I hear are better than the newer ones. A lot of people tend to really like these helmets, other than the suspension is prone to adjusting on the fly a lot actually. These little plastic buckles, as you can see, this one is broke. It's not too uncommon to see that. They're held in place with tension. They adjust quite well. They create hot spots in your head. It's not a super comfortable helmet to wear for a long time, which is why mine now has pads in it, which is something that you would see. But it's supposed to be a 3A rated helmet. It's supposed to be similar protection rating to the PASGAT and obviously the ACH.
So what about people that are going to be complaining about shooting a piece of history?
Well, these are now basically have all been destroyed. Canada has fully transitioned to the 735, which is their version of the ECH. It has the same liner and suspension and chin strap though. So they're gone already anyways. The Canadian government would have disintegrated most of them, burned them into oblivion. So they're a really cool thing to see actually, and this is actually going to be probably more beneficial history-wise to shoot this helmet, so that way people can know that it, for one, exists. Because a lot of people don't even know that Canada has a military, let alone that military has a helmet like this. So this is, for one, getting information out there. Super illegal to own, we know that. Don't tell me that these are super illegal to own anywhere in the world. We're very well aware. And we're gonna shoot it and see how well it performs against similar designs of the era, I guess.
And then the whole people are going to be saying, well, they're not made to take a direct hit.
It's not meant to stop bullets.
It's made to stop debris, stuff that's flying around, or some fragmentation.
Bumping your head, dirt clods, wood, stuff like that.
So that's the other reason we do these tests, is just to see, you know, because we're both helmet nerds, we collect helmets. We're curious ourselves, what can they actually stand up against direct hit wise? So we'll get started. All right, so the first round we're going to be using on the CG634 is going to be the 32 ACP. It's going to be a 71 grain full metal jacket out of the Czechoslovakian VZ50 pistol. We're going to be standing at about 5 yards. One, so we can probably get better hits and actually hit the target more consistently. And that's a really common close distance for handguns, especially when you're doing that, like with urban stuff, with mount, you get really close. So this is not an unrealistic distance, even though it's not that far. Oh, cool. So it went in and then it's stuck in there. No, it's stuck in there.
Oh, it didn't even...
It's right
look
there.
At that.
That really did its job well.
That's fantastic.
That's what you want to see.
Good job, Canada.
Yeah, we'll...
All right, so past 32, we're gonna move on to 9 Makarov. This is just the generic, we don't know the weight, full metal jacket, tool ammo, so.
Nice hit.
Right square in the front.
Yep, that was a nice hit. What do you got for back deformation?
Little tiny bulge.
So pretty standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liner's still intact.
So now I've got the 9x19 millimeter 124 grain full metal jacket out of the Beretta M92 FS. I hit the top. I pulled that shot. That was totally neat. Got a little jumpy there. A little excited. There we go.
That's better.
And look at that. Perfect timing.
Well, I mean, the Beretta, people think it's a good handgun. It's just awkward to hold
Okay, so this one went up.
and out.
So it's following the layers.
That's still not a lot of deformation.
No, that's really not.
That's livable still.
Yeah, for 9mm, and it's moving it. It's
Yeah.
directing the energy and moving the bullet. That's
The
really
way it's
interesting.
designed to work, yeah. That still feels like really solid compared to a lot of other like Kevlar designs too.
Well, no, it's
It's soft there, yeah, but like overall, it still feels.
so there's no bubble right here. So we'll shoot with the 45 there. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna be shooting it now with the 1911, an actual government 1911, the 2 World Wars winning gun without anyone even touching it. 45 ACP. What's the weight on this one?
230 grains.
230 grain full metal jacket.
Oh, there we go. That's, yeah.
That's a pretty big.
That's not good.
No, that's pretty standard deformation though. It's not split or anything. It's bubbled out quite a lot, but
Right.
it's a really spread out bubble.
That caved more than any composite
Composite
helmet on the
helmet,
outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But on the inside, it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as it does here on the outside.
It's still pretty deep. I mean, that's
It's there,
we're
but it's real spread out at least.
we're starting to get to the point where it's like, well,
It's not designed for this at
Right,
all,
the-
even close. Yeah,
all right, we'll try the
the toke, the
the
deciding factor.
deciding factor. Come on.
It's that styrofoam at
It's
the top.
shitting out styrofoam.
There you
So this is the round that really kind of separates the really good helmets, in our opinion, from just the average to okay ones. The 7.62 by 25 millimeter Tokarev cartridge. So this is going to be fired out of a Yugoslavian M57 pistol. It is, I forgot the weight on this. This is Romanian 80s surplus, so it's fairly hot. I don't know the exact feet per second, but usually helmets don't really stop this or stand up to this.
Yeah. You hit it right in the really weak spot too.
Yep, but I didn't see any puff.
Right in the deformation of all the layers.
Hey, it's stuck. Shit. Oh, gotta just pick that up
Yep.
quick. My hands are all sweaty.
Yeah. Didn't go through.
It defeated it.
That's actually less than the 45 for as fast as that little thing's moving.
So this thing has a problem with very heavy, slow-moving rounds.
Yeah.
So your Verndl would probably go through this.
Go through this, tear through it. Yeah.
It's a lead bullet, you know.
That's a 370 grain lead bullet.
Yeah.
Moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting that the 45 did that much, but the Tokarev only did
The
that
Toke
much.
did about as
Little
much as the
bubble,
9
yeah.
millimeter.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's stainless, not being as hot as all the other guns. So, all right, well, it stopped 7.62 by 25, but it does seem to have a problem with those really high energy transfer rounds. So we're gonna shoot it now with a 142 grain semi-wad cutter FMJ out of a Ruger GP100 357 Magnum.
Oh. So it's a
All
great
the
hit.
stress cracks.
That's what I was saying. Ooh, it does that with the steel too. You notice that? And it defeated it. Correct?
Defeated it, yeah. It's bowed out. It bowed out about as much as the 45.
So yeah, that's what the Spectra, this particular kind of Spectra, has a problem with, is those super high energy transfer rounds. That's very interesting. Well,
That's a pass.
it's definitely a pass for 3A, right?
Yeah, makes me feel a lot safer.
Yep. Well, let's move on, shall we, to something a little bit more beefy. So now we're going to be doing something with a little bit more oomph. We're going to be doing the 7.62 by 39 millimeter out of an SKS. This is something that this will be facing in Iraq, Afghanistan, and elsewhere in the world. It's going to be a 123 grain full metal jacket. We're standing at about 60 yards, by the way.
Aye.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
Yep. All right, let's go up. All right, so yeah, obviously clean hole through the one side, the back right here, and out the front it goes, which is not really that surprising for a, this would be a Gen 2 as well, right?
Yeah, this would be a Gen 2.
Gen 2. And so, hey, not bad. Why don't we wrap the video up quick? So overall, really not a bad test on this thing. It performed a little bit different, more oddly than a lot of other composite helmets do, where usually the high energy transfer rounds will just create a little bit bigger bubble. They won't really cave the outside in or have these stress fractures. So although it performed a little bit differently, it still defeated those rounds, which is what counts, right? So that's just kind of interesting to see that. Now the rifle round, 7.6239, it's especially at this close of a distance, within about, a couple hundred yards, it's going to go through about 98% of composite helmets in the world, and to say like almost 100% of steel helmets. So don't think it's a bad helmet because it didn't defeat a rifle round at 50 yards. So overall, it passed all of the pistols. So we could say, well, we didn't do 44 Magnum because I don't own one, but other than that, good job. You got a pass on this. I was curious about this. How long have you been curious about this?
Better part of 10 years now.
And now we know that you were okay.
I feel safe, yeah.
Oh, you smell that skunk?
I do smell that skunk. It's
We
been
better
a while.
wrap this up. So if you like this video and you want to continue seeing really cool videos like this, ballistic tests, other things like that, shooting videos, these do cost a lot of money to make. And because of Patreon and channel member supportship that I've had over the past year specifically, I was able to purchase this. They're not cheap at all to get, and they're very hard to get. But I was able to purchase this and several other really expensive yet cool helmets to test because of Patreon supporters and channel members. So make sure you also go over and check out Devin K's channel. The link to that will be in the description. And right below that will be the link to my Patreon, and then you can just hit join to become a channel member below. $5 a month or more on either platform gets you into my Discord server, which Devin's also on, and it's really fun. It's interactive. We do a lot of really fun things and learn a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool to exchange information and just talk with people that have similar interests and that believe in stuff that Devin K and I are doing with these kind of tests and history videos, etc., etc. So if you want to do that, that's great. If you want to support our work but you can't do it financially, I totally get that. That's not an issue. I understand completely, actually. And you can still just like this video, subscribe to both of our channels if you haven't already, or the best way to actually support our work is to share this video out so other people can see. A lot of people are going to be curious about this. I know I was. So yeah, share this out. Maybe they didn't know about our channels, and now they will. So that's a great way to support. The third option is, well, if you don't want to support our work and you're just kind of like, whatever. Well, hate to break it to you, already did. So for that, I appreciate you watching and everybody else. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on the next helmet ballistic test.